Break it down indeed. Welcome back to the Nation Network. Vince McShane with you here. WrestleChat / Game On. It's going to be a little mixture of everything. I spent the day yesterday on the motorcycle going out to the beach, and I forgot that I'm in the sunshine state of Florida and did not put any suntan lotion or anything on the upper body that was exposed for the ride. So right now my arms are burning up, and I am in a little bit of pain. But I got my vitamin E fill for probably the next few months. All right, with that said, let's get up to speed on where we're at right here. Blaze Radio's in the house. Corey Andrews is here as well. Welcome. Hoopa! Slide ahead if you please. Let's see. No, it ain't gonna be that kind of. This is you'll see. It ain't that kind. Today's the grind. I've got another email from 2K that they have. Or let me get the exact wording of this thing. Hold on. Because I sent them an email over the weekend. Didn't figure I'd get an answer on the weekend. Saying, hey guys, listen, Sony's offering me the full refund. I want to give you the chance to give me a game I can actually play properly. Not mentioning the fact that it's all broken as fuck and nobody can play it properly, but can I at least get DLCs and stuff like, not DLCs, but community creations to work. Thank you for reaching back out to us. We truly appreciate your continued patience. I have checked in with my team, and they are currently investigating your issue. As soon as I have an update, this is basically what I've been waiting on since like Friday. I'll reach out to you directly with more information. Thanks, 2K Shell, customer support, 2K Games. 2K Shell? Not sure what that is. But allegedly, their team is currently investigating my issue. Not sure I believe it. But that said, let me make sure I mark that as unread so it doesn't disappear on me. And delete that. All right. So that all said, I can get community creations on my second account, not my main account. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is on my second account. I am working off of the new thing, the one thing they patched in the fucking game, which makes you now have to go a minute long. And I figure while I'm doing this boring ass shit, unlocking stuff on my second account that I've already unlocked on my first account, I thought I would open up the doors and we could all chat about whatever y'all want to chat about. Just kind of keep me company while I go through this boring bullshit. So that's where we at right now. So yeah, Jay won't be on for this one on screen. I'm not even going to be on screen. Like I said, I'm a hot mess from yesterday. I'm feeling whooped. I'm definitely not in a camera-ready state of mind here. So 2K is taking a beating. They are absolutely getting roasted by even like the Stevie Richards show. I am seeing a lot of the content. Even the guys that were invited to Connecticut are blasting this game now. Enough is enough, and they're coming out. And the thing that irks me is when I see these people saying, 2K, you're not even telling us anything. Assholes, they never have. Historically, they go into turtle mode, they get in their shell, we don't hear shit until there's a patch. And then when it rolls out, half the time there's no notes on it. They do not talk with their community. They don't care about their community, which is why they don't talk about them. If you would talk to them, that would show some level of concern. All we get is Brian, what's his dick, to come out there and saying, you're not doing the game right. You guys thought there was going to be some communication? No, they don't give two fucks. And when they send me an email saying my issue is being looked at, I doubt it seriously, because there are a lot of people that have the same exact problem I have. Which brings me to my next friend, OBS Studios. OBS Studios, I should have done a little more homework on, is having a lot of people having a lot of problems with the freezing screen and locking up your computer and all that kind of good shit that I was dealing with not that long ago. There's one guy, I think his name's Brian Myers or something to that effect. If you have OBS and you run OBS, then you know who he is on YouTube, because undoubtedly you've at least seen some of his videos, if not used him to help get yourself up and running. And I have definitely watched his videos for many a year now. And he's recently posting videos saying, guys, it's time to find alternatives, because OBS is starting to be very unreliable. They're crashing all the time. And like he says, it's a little embarrassing for me as a guy who's doing content on how to run OBS successfully, and then in the middle of my stream, it's freezing up on me. And this is a guy who knows OBS inside and out. So I am currently still on OBS, but I'm no longer taking it personal when it damn freezes up and fucks up my stream. There's nothing I can do with that. However, there are some new alternatives that I may be looking into, one of which is a offering called XSplit. And it's mostly free, unless you want a few extra things, but it sounds like for what I do, I think I'd be able to get away with a free version of that. I'm going to try and stick with OBS. What I think I'm going to do, but that's work again, I think. I want to just go back to the older version that works fine, which would have been 27. Currently now on 32.1, I believe. But 27 was gold, never had a problem with it. And if I can install that, but by doing that, what I'm afraid is that all my scenes will be deleted and I'll have to redo them from scratch. And ugh. But I was planning on doing it anyway when I brought the computer into Best Buy, and I dodged the bullet on that. So I don't know. I'm gonna I'm gonna try sticking with what I got for the moment a little longer and see what happens. Yes, it's time for the grind. Andrew Roberts, how you doing? Yeah, Corey, Stevie's tearing it apart. Again, the biggest YouTubers that we would be all in the community with are basically saying the same thing. This game is crap. It's starting to get on the 2K20 level. Now, in this case, is it about the physical look of the game? Not so much. Apparently, and I haven't, I guess, tried it yet, if you hit a finisher on a table, let's say you've got the Eddie Guerrero 5-star, and you put a guy through a table with it, apparently that doesn't work so good. The guy just floats up in the air. Back when the guys were in Connecticut testing this thing prior to release, you could see the thumbtacks. If you were in the process of dumping the thumbtacks and somebody hits you, then they float in the air. And you could see that during the alpha/beta testing. Well, that still exists now. They never fixed that. So you still have the floating thumbtacks if you hit somebody while they're releasing the tacks. Yeah, we are the testers, but dude, how long ago? We're getting into the 1 month mark now. I don't understand what it is about them and why they don't just realize if you would be honest with us. I mean, it's not good either way. Honest is, guys, this game wasn't as ready as we thought it was. I'm sorry. Here's what we're going to do for you. we're going to increase your RXP instead of 130 per 1 minute match to 230 per 1 minute match. Show us that you give a fuck about us, that look, we're not spending the $2. Nobody I've talked to spent $2 on a single tier. If you have, please put it in the chat so I know. I have not spoken to one person who's given you $2. Nobody's going to give you $2. So do the right thing. Show some sort of consideration for your base. It's not in your history. It's not in your track record. But you know what? Never too late to turn the leaf. I agree. It was a great episode, boy. They just... And it's just so obvious. And if you follow me on X, I've been posting each new one that I come across, especially the most recent one, which, again, this was the guy that went to Connecticut. I forget his name offhand, but it's posted up there. And you could tell that there was reluctance to be, come forth. This is why I say they're never going to invite me to Connecticut. I have no desire to go to Connecticut for free. I wouldn't even go. I'd appreciate the offer, but I'm not going. But they'll never invite me because I'm just too damn honest. And I don't even know that I'd want to go because then I'd feel somewhat obligated. And I might soften the review, although I don't think I would. Anyway, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. No, 2K is nothing but bullshit. That's all you're going to get out of them, buddy. They couldn't have hurt themselves any worse than they did with that Battle Pass. Between the Battle Pass and having to have a 2K account to sign into. In the meantime, let me do some of this grinding at the same time. I'm not great at the multitasking this way, but I'll glance down at the chat as much as I can. So this is a custom match. It's submissions only. I got the clock on the top so you know when you're at the 1 minute mark. Oh, you fucker got through my defense. Okay, well, you're going to pay for that in a minute. So I'm basically just killing time for a minute. And killing Easy at the same time. I should have turned off the friggin' broadcast team here. Let me at least lower it down because nobody wants to hear them. 30 seconds away. Got our rage build up. So we'll just kind of throw him around for another minute or so. Not even. Another few seconds here. And hope he doesn't reverse. All right, we're pretty much there now. We're just going to wait till we get under 10 seconds. That's good. And then here we go. Oh, he reversed it. Son of a bitch. Come here, you faggot. Up he goes. Down he goes. Cost me time with that reversal, and I'm going to make you pay. That happens.
Let's take another look at these guys in action.
And then straight to rematch. But as you can see, there's a good 5 to 7 seconds right here that you can't do anything about. So getting 4 in a minute. Oh, my bad, wrong button. Getting 4 in a minute or more is not a possibility.
Bischoff gets intercepted.
Come here, Easy E.
In a match with no disqualifications, you really want to lean into that stipulation. You have to use every attack you have that's normally against the rules. If you're not going to use the situation to your advantage, you've already lost.
That's a very sound advice for any no DQ situation, Corey.
Oh, so you've used XSplit. Okay. Well, it's good to know somebody that's actually got hands-on experience with it. I'm going to consider looking at that as an option. I'm so comfortable with OBS, and I've used it for so long, and listening to some of these other guys on his channel talking about the problems that they've had with it makes me realize there's still a lot to OBS that I don't take advantage of. Profiles being one of them. I never quite understood that, but I also didn't study it enough. And I didn't seem to need it, but I have a feeling it would probably streamline my situation even better if I would take the time. Get up, man. I'm supposed to be a submission hold. What's he doing? There it goes.
The beat cinching it
Tap
in.
out, bitch.
Oh, no, Brock's got the Kimura. Perfectly executed submit. That's it. The submission was just too much.
Again, going a little bit over that minute mark because
And here's a look back at some of the action from the previous match.
he keeps getting lucky. All right. Let's block this one, shall we? Or better yet, sidestep it.
Bell is rung, and we'll see
Yeah,
who is
that's
the
it.
first superstar to break in this match, which can only be won by submission.
You have
Yeah,
to
that's
be
what I'm
so
talking about.
much more calculating in a
Stomp him into the
submission
ground.
match. Smart limb work and focus attacks will help lay the foundation for victory.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what the next patch is going to do.
Significantly before locking in that hold.
They have been just taking so much heat and acting like this is a great release.
Oh, dear. This doesn't look good. Alley-oop.
They are relying on these paid-for reviews. And what they don't understand is it's actually hurting them more. Because you're basically spitting in the face of the community. That's telling you, no, this is not working properly.
Fight back.
Oof.
Cut off with a savage clothesline.
All right, let's put him away in a minute. Let's go. Come on, get up. There you go.
Oh, Brock. Come on,
That's the way
line
it
applied.
works.
Wrenching in the submission.
There it is. Tapping out.
That's about as good as it gets there for the minute mark.
Now let's take a look back at these guys in action.
I still want to get my account up and running, though, because, again, my creations, I like them a lot. I've even gone back and done some more work on them.
Forcing your opponent to their ultimate breaking
We can go
point.
take a look at that later on, because even the ones you've seen before now are improved.
Strategy can defeat raw strength.
I'll even show you a cheat that I had to do,
Belly to belly. I don't think people realize the amount
which
of
I may have
strength
spent
it
more
takes
time
to
on than is worth. If they
someone
fix
like
my
that.
account than I did, I spent more time on it than it's worth.
Executed suplex.
It was something I did, oh gosh, back in like 18 or 19,
Strike connects.
because I had a roster that I really liked a lot, and I knew that those same creators weren't necessarily making the same ones again.
Neckbreaker.
Not a problem. Get up.
In a no disqualification match, I'd wager the advice is as simple as do whatever it takes.
That's right.
1 minute.
Brock Lesnar looking
Good night.
for the submission. Kimura lock applied.
After everything he's been
Perfect.
through,
He gets up. It is over.
What I basically was doing is I would go to create an arena. I would make a completely black mat like the one we're on right now. Then I would take the logos that I would need to recreate the work, and I'd put them in and full scale them and do a screenshot. Then I got to go into Photoshop and delete the background and all that kind of stuff, but it at least gave me the face scans I needed, things of that nature. This year, I'm using ChatGPT to do the face scans, and man, they're doing really well. I mean, better than any of the other ones I've ever had. Even with logos, I upgraded my Mini Vikingo,
reminder of the rules, folks. The first competitor to submit their opponent is the victor in this
and
one.
now
You
I've got
can't
the
win
face
like the
scan the way I
Lord.
like it.
You must force
But I also
your
have
opponent to
a
tap.
design that he has on the back of his
Woman, nap, or snap.
tights, or his
Submission matches are no joke, Cole.
shirt,
It takes a
rather.
technically sound and strong-willed superstar to come out on top in a match like
And that's what I'm saying. I haven't even seen a Mini Vikingo that's even half as good as the one I'm currently using that I made, and I don't want to lose that, but that's on my main account.
You make a good point, Corey. Everyday offense just isn't going to cut it in this kind of match.
Come on, easy.
Wow.
God, getting bitch slapped.
Double axe handle. And Bischoff is being taken apart here.
Bischoff has got to find a window to fight back.
Oh, Bischoff's just got to find a way to tap. All right, perfect time right there. And bam.
The Beast cinching it in.
Could be tap out time. Kimura lock is in. This might just
Tapping out. Surrender
1 minute.
to the pain, man.
that match is worth another look. Here we go.
Let's see what we got going on here. Of Corey Andrews says, I'm glad I got away from 2K years ago. Last game was 2K18. 19 wasn't bad. 19 was actually pretty good. And 18 wasn't bad once it was patched up, I thought. But 19 wasn't a bad game. 20 was special. And 25, in all honesty, once it's patched out, isn't horrible. I'm not saying it's great, but you know, it's not the worst title they've ever put out. 20 is their worst title they've put out, but this one is gaining momentum and may take that title away. The strap is on the line. We never stop being the testers. Well, yeah, you know what? There's some truth to that. There is some truth to that. Miracles in the house. Welcome, Keith O'Toole. Yeah, we talked about Dennis a couple days ago. That was sad. Sad news. Chuck Norris also. Yeah, that was a couple of hits in the... Because Chuck Norris, I wonder, did they do anything for him on maybe tonight? Maybe tonight for Raw. Because he was, wasn't he guest, one-night guest manager, mystery GM or something like that? Or the GM for one of the Raws when they were doing celebrity GMs. He's definitely appeared in the audience and even had like an in-ring moment. So hopefully they're going to do something for him. A lot of people talking about the Academy Awards and that they didn't acknowledge the passing of Hulk Hogan. I suppose technically they should have. I mean, he wasn't in any good movies, but he was in movies. And they put a lot of Hollywood people up there that passed away in the past, and a lot of people had no idea who the hell they were. But we know why they didn't. And I honestly don't think he has a problem with it. You know, I am sure that he's looking down saying, why do I want to be around those fakes? That was more of a Macho Man. I'm still wiped out from yesterday. Miracle, I am waiting out this email chain. If they get back to me and say they can't fix it, I'm probably going to get the money back. It's a 50-50 right now, but I'm probably going to get the money back. In the meantime, I just don't know. I'm just frustrated beyond words with this experience. One of the other things we're going to do, if anyone still has not bought the game at this point, I'm pretty sure you're holding off at least until the patches to see if they ever fix it before you spend your money and waiting for sales, which is the smarter way to go if you're going to do this. But there's one thing that nobody's really talked a lot about, and we are going to go into it on this stream, which is the fact that you have to have a 2K account to play the game. I'm going to say that again. You must set up a 2K account to play the game you bought for $150 or whatever price you paid. Well, what happens if you can't access 2K? You definitely can't do anything with Battle Pass. That's a foregone conclusion. What I want to test out is the stuff that you've unlocked. Do you keep that? Because we know in 2 years' time, you won't be able to do anything with this game so far as servers are concerned. So are you going to then lose all the shit you unlock because Battle Pass no longer exists? Or once you've unlocked it, you keep it? I would think the latter, but it's 2K, so I'm not going to presume that. But we're going to put that to the test in a little bit. Yeah, Hooper, I mean, I don't know anyone who's going to give them $2 at this point in time. I just can't imagine even if you have the money available, why would you? You've already paid for it. It's insane. If your wrestler is champion, how can you enable the title matches in the game? Huh? Oh, that's right. He was special enforcer. Totally forgot about that. Good call, Miracle. Yeah, Hooper, I did do this. I guess you're falling behind the times. Let me catch you up. This is not my main account. It's my secondary account, which works perfectly fine. I can get community creations on this one. If I try to go to community creations on my main account, where I have unlocked all this stuff already, it crashes the game every single time. If I try to upload some of the stuff that I've made to community creations, it crashes the game every single time. But if I come to my secondary account, I can access community creations no problem. But now I'd have to unlock everything again, which I don't really feel like doing, but yet here I am doing it, right? Meantime, I've troubleshot the problem, and with 100% certainty, it is on 2K's server-side issue. They need to reset my information on their end. And that should fix the problem, theoretically. And I've been going back and forth with proof of that, to the point where they finally stopped ignoring it, and they claim that it is now being bubbled up, and they'll get back to me. And they've been saying that since Friday, and then they sent me another email because I told them, listen, and this is the truth, Sony is offering me a full refund. I don't know how long that offer will stand, but I'm trying to see if I can't just get them to fix the friggin' problem so I don't have to go that route. So that's where we're at. And right now, yeah, so I'm over here doing it again on the second account, which at least works for DLCs and stuff. But in the meantime, everything I unlocked is locked again. But my dilemma is that I've done my own creations on my account, thinking there was not going to be another alternative. And I like them. I don't want to just throw them out and never use them. So it's a catch-22. I don't know. How this is going to play out, I'm still up in the air. Because I don't want to spend $150 on a game I can't play. Yeah, it does suck. It's 2K, though. So, I didn't rant and rave about it because I said going in, anyone who buys this game, don't say a fucking word. Because you know that it's going to be broken piece of shit. That's all they give you. That's all they've ever given us. So don't act surprised. And that's why when these people are out there bitching and moaning, 2K's not saying anything to us, they're not telling us what's going on. They never do. Shut up. I spent a month and a half with a boycott campaign. Nobody wanted to listen. Now, shut up. You were warned. As many different ways as you can be warned. If you don't know the history of this company, then you are an idiot. Then after it came out, and it was not even just the broken. It is the fact that the predatory practices, and that's what they are really catching heat for. You are charging us extra money to unlock what we've already paid for. That should be illegal. I still believe it is. I did all the work, man. I came up with the form. Shit, that was supposed to be a submission. No, reversed it anyway. I did all the work. I put a form letter together, addressed it to the senator in Hawaii who went after Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2 back in 2017, changed their entire loot box system around because it was predatory practices there. And I told them what's going on here. I posted the letter, and I told everyone all you've got to do is tag your senators. How many people did it? I don't know, but nothing's being done.
Hitting all those vital organs.
See if we can get him in a submission here.
Oh boy. Bischoff might have nowhere to go.
He's in a bad position now. Resisting as much as he can, but for how much longer?
Yeah,
And he
just get him out of there.
decides to end the whole-
We're going to have to get our...
What he's thinking here.
Oh, we have it? Okay. Finisher's already back. That took longer than it should have. Got to remember to hold the X button down on the finisher to get the submission hold. Sometimes I just tap it and forget. Well, the offer was only made because the game is not going to function and there's nothing that can be done to fix it on their end. So once they've done all the troubleshooting, which we've done, which includes resetting the PlayStation 5 back to factory settings and having it, I mean, I couldn't have been more inconvenienced by this game. Not in a million years. Dennis Rodman going into the Hall of Fame, it's a two-parter for me. I agree with the choice because Dennis Rodman is it's a celebrity Hall of Fame, so there's that. The guy actually was a draw. Can't say he wasn't. He was a big part of the NWO for a while. The guy actually sacrificed mandatory NBA practices with the Chicago Bulls during the playoff run to show up for Nitro shows. So you can't say he wasn't dedicated to it. And he's had several in-ring performances. They weren't great, but they weren't terrible. So I can't say that putting him in the Hall of Fame as a celebrity is a bad call. What I will say is how in the hell do you put him in before Cyndi Lauper? You don't have WrestleMania without Cyndi Lauper. It does not exist. You would not have made it to that point without MTV. She was the conduit. It wasn't like Vince went out and sought her. She saw Albano on a plane, started striking up the conversation, brought him into the videos. Vince saw, aha, we can do this. Yeah. But it all happened because of Cyndi. So how she's not in the Hall of Fame is beyond me. Now, that's the celebrity portion of it. Let's just talk about the Hall of Fame part of it. You're going to put Stephanie McMahon in there ahead of Elizabeth. Why the fuck is Elizabeth not in the Hall of Fame? No idea. That just baffles me. Can't be because of how she passed, because there have been plenty of ODs and things of that nature. You got China. China's in there. So you can't say that's it. I have no idea. I cannot make sense of it. But the fact that Elizabeth is not in the Hall of Fame is absolutely travesty. Ooh. God dang, I keep forgetting we start with a finisher. All right. Fuck him up. Kick his ass. Kick his ass, Brock. How dare he do that to us? How dare he? Come here, Eric Bischoff. By the way, Bischoff on his channel has posted a video saying, keep hating me. You know, he's all about... Again, they came out as well on their channel talking about this game and how horrible it is. And these aren't guys that play the game. They just know what's happening and they know what's wrong. And Bischoff is like, hey, whatever if you can use me to accomplish, getting the stuff that you paid for, do it. Get your ass back in the ring. Easy E. We're going to make it easy.
And he throws the opposition back into the ring. Brock Lesnar looking for the
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Got to make sure we get that 1 minute marker.
He had to tap. He had no choice. That match deserves another look, folks.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they will still induct her. I mean, is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Sting is Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, there's no arguing that. And I do believe that he goes in eventually. Hopefully while he's breathing. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Blaze. Bischoff is the biggest champion for, do what you got to do, man. Beat my ass if it gets you what you should have already paid for. One of my pet peeves with the Bischoff model has always been and remains That he is not wearing a belt. It just looks so incomplete and boring, and you've never changed his look one time in all the years. But now with 200 slots, I can finally at least give him a full attire that looks like what he would have actually worn on a regular basis.
Very true, but it's not just that. You have to be willing to exploit every possible weakness you can find to make your opponent eventually
30 seconds.
submit.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Even zeroing in on a paper cut can mean the world in a match like this.
That's gotta hurt. Come here. Come here.
Lesnar in the mount position, just teeing
That'll
off on
take
his
us under 10
opponent.
seconds.
Lesnar unleashed.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Tap or snap.
Brock's Kimura lock applied. This is Lesnar with the win.
Right at the minute mark. I ain't giving them an extra second if I can help it.
A lot of good action in that one. Here's another look.
Did anybody watch AAA yesterday or Saturday? Day 2 of Reyes. Reyna? I think I got it right. I was half out of it when I was watching it yesterday. Again, coming off the bike ride and the sun just beating the shit out of me. I was in groggy mode plus 2 beers in, so. But I did enjoy the stuff that I saw. I thought it was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Hey, the rules of
Americano Grande got his ass whooped again.
pinfalls in this one. The goal is to tap out your
Fans do love him, though.
superstar to do so will be the victor.
If you would have told me that Ludwig Kaiser was going to be one of the biggest stars in a major wrestling promotion a year ago, I would have laughed you out of the building. And I got a feeling when they told him about, okay, you're going to take on this Americano thing and you're going to wear the mask and all that, he was probably like, what the fuck, you know? Whereas now I am sure he is very happy with that decision.
And able to
Oh, you bitch.
Sucker.
Now I'm mad.
Brock's night.
Yeah. Come on.
Does this style of match
Come here,
favor a
bitch.
more unhinged superstar?
Get us under 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. You need a twisted imagination to take full advantage of a
Ready?
disqualification match.
It's time.
Lesnar may break the arm. Oh no, Brock's got the Kimura. Just look at the strain
And there
on
it
his
is.
face.
Using all of
He gives in and taps out.
Not even sure how many of these I've done. I was doing a few before I went with the stream.
Highlights from that last matchup.
Rey de Reyes. Yes, it was day 2 of Rey de Reyes. Next week is the 3rd and final installment. The tag team match was really good. The War Raiders against the Psycho Circus was a really good match. And that had an old school vibe to it, especially with the ending. I'm not going to give it away or spoil it. But, yeah, that has turned into a legit feud that you got to want to see what happens next. They're doing such a good job there. And this is pre-recorded, but it's after Conan. So, you know, whoever's doing it now, it still has to be somebody with the AAA background. I can't imagine it's friggin' Mark Callis.
You are now entering, avoids contact, and sends his opponent into orbit. Oh!
Get your ass up.
Brock Lesnar
And
looking
there
for
we
the
go.
Submission, drawing him into the Kimura lock. Submission, will he tap? He's in excruciating pain. The hold
There we go.
locked in tight.
Had to wait for the
He's
clock.
still struggling, refusing to give up. Lesnar with the win.
Didn't want him tapped too soon.
And here's another peek of the moves he saw in that match.
Let's see where we're at. It's been a couple of minutes here. Well, that's not so terrible. What do we got? Again, the fact that you have to unlock a Lunger Blaze. What? And China. Take that. I'm going to save the pass for a little bit. Having to unlock the Heart Foundation. I mean, come on, man. We're not too far away from the next tier. I mean, could it be worse? Yeah, I suppose. Could it be better? Yeah, it could. Uh-oh. What is this little piece of hell? Patch update. Wait a minute. Live breaking news. Patch update 1.06. Pardon me while I whip this out. I guarantee you there's no notes on it yet, but let me see. WWE 2K26 patch 1.06. Nothing there. Let's hit status up real quick, see if he's got anything. Sorry for the lack of upload status, as I've been grinding the ringside patch to upload the last few managers. Nintendo is offering refunds on 2K26 despite their strict refund policy. I suggest players who are disappointed to do the same. Guy that I was on the phone with even told me I was one of many whose calls about it to called about it. This is what I'm talking about. They're getting their asses kicked, and they want to post friggin' little memes of congratulations and awesome and can't stop playing. No, you can't start playing. That's the problem. Not that you can't stop. All right, nothing there. What about Witty? See if he's got anything going on here. It just hit, so I don't know. But it seems like these guys are on top of that stuff awfully quick. Nothing there. Well, nobody that I would normally go to for information. We know 2K is not going to tell us anything about it. It does say that the recent patch is up, but that's it. Only one way to find out. Let me do this. Hold that thought just a moment, would you? We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Yeah, quicker break once I find something I can play. Here, that'll work. Here we go. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Nation Network, your home for all things pro wrestling. From classic video games to the latest releases, we dive deep into wrestling past and present. Step into the ring with Legends Mania, where dream matches come alive as legends clash with today's top stars. Join the conversation on WrestleChat, our podcast breaking down the biggest stories and hottest events in wrestling today.
Leave an island unto my own.
And don't miss the voice of Ultra Pro Wrestling, Vince McShane, right here on the Nation Network. This is the place where wrestling lives, breathes, and never sleeps. Hit subscribe and let's run wild together.
All right, we are back. I'm on my main account. New version of the game is all blah, blah, blah. It'll be uploaded. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hasn't crashed yet. That's a good sign. This is all stuff I've already collected, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Okay. So here's my main account. Everything is unlocked. The only thing I really give a shit about, which I'm pretty sure is not going to be fixed. Where did I go? Community creations, community creations. Again, I can go here all day long if there was any logos to be had, which there aren't. But these two, the minute I click on one, should crash the game. Let's see. There it is. Oh, you had me going for a minute. You had me going for a minute. I don't know why I bother reporting it. Nothing's going to get fixed. So the patch didn't do the trick. I didn't really think it would, but I was willing to roll the dice. Since we are here, let me show you why I'm so reluctant to give up on this account because of the stuff that I've already created that I can't even upload it. At least if I could upload it, then I could download it on the other account. I would probably just use that as the fix, as frustrating as that would be. And then I would move forward with that account only. But that having been said, and then I would still have to do the grind twice because I would want my main account to have the stuff unlocked. Man, it's just a bullshit situation. Entirely bullshit. All right, so here's what I ended up doing. I was mentioning to you that there was some stuff. Well, I mean, I've only tested the one thing, Hooper, to be honest with you, and until we know what they say they patched, I'm not so sure. Be curious to know, quite honestly. I haven't had enough time to play the game to know, like, I've heard some stuff about universe mode isn't working. I haven't had a real chance to do much in universe mode because I'm busy dealing with this bullshit. And I've been playing 25 for my other stuff. You know, normally by now I'm completely switched over to the new game, but I just can't. But anyway, let's see. If you go back to my older videos in the last several weeks, you'll see that I wasn't real happy with Bravo or Rayo. But then I saw somebody had uploaded a couple that I thought were actually really good. And a lot of it had to do with the masks. So knowing I can't download them on this account, what I did is I took the elements that they used, the graphics that they used, and I put them on the ring mat. And then I did screenshots of all that. Then I had to bring them into Photoshop, and I had to edit them all up and get rid of all the background and stuff. But now I've got all the logos and designs that they used, and I was able to basically put them on the characters. Let me see, what else am I thinking? Oh, attire, sorry. There we go. So I got the entrance attire now down, the same way they had it pretty much. There's a couple of little things that aren't quite the same as theirs, but I'm happy with it overall, the way it looks much better than what it did. Same thing with Rayo. I was able to, again, grab all of the logos that they had, and I was able to put them on and get the same basic effect that they had out of there. So now I'm much happier with both of these guys. Here's one of the face scans that ChatGPT made. I mean, I'm real happy with that. I think that came out looking pretty sharp. As a matter of fact, I think I can pull this up here. Definitely looks like Big Show without the hair. There he is right there. And then this one here is Mini Vikingo, again with ChatGPT. And these two are both Vince McMahon with ChatGPT. I'm using the one on the far left currently because there were too much with the hair still being in there. It was putting shadows in ways that just didn't work well. These are some of my old ones. I've had this Paul Heyman for a very long time. I'll show you how that turned out. And same thing, Taz. We did that live on stream where I wasn't sure I was going to use it, but then it fit like a glove. I didn't have to make any facial adjustments whatsoever, so I just left it on there. And then that's this thing I've been using. I may end up wanting to switch that out at a later point in time, but for now it's working for me. This is an original. I like that clown mask, and I had the money that comes with the VC when you buy the game, so I figured I'd buy the mask. Just remember, anytime you buy anything on the island, there's nothing you can do to it. You can't change the colors or anything like that, so you got to like it the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. Mini Vikingo is now done. And I may run these guys through like a battle royal just so you can see the entrances and stuff. But I'm really happy with the way he turned out. And there's that logo that was on his back, so I took a screenshot of it and put it up on ChatGPT and said, hey, I need this logo, and bam, gave it to me. Same thing with the face scan. He's got a tough face. I might want to bring the nose out a little more, I think. The bridge. Let me do that while I'm thinking it. Face, deformation, structure, nose, bridge. There's a couple of items that work opposite, and this is one of them. I'll go right about there. Might be the nose itself that we're going to have to extend. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I'm liking that better. Okay. But again, these are all originals that I put together from scratch. Got the movesets, the entrances, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to waste that time and not be able to use them. Save and complete. But my dilemma is this. Because here I cannot get access to community creations currently, that means if I want to download, because there's some really good stuff, and I have it on my other account. There's some really, like Dr. Wagner, already done. Moveset's there, entrance there, costume looks phenomenal. Why do I want to have to try, and it won't look as good as what this guy's done? Why do I want to start from scratch anyway and do all that? But at the same point in time, like I said, I've got these guys that are all originals, and I'm really happy with the way they're looking. Here's the Paul E. And again, this is a much older face scan, but I kind of like the way it looks a little bit different, but I kind of like the fact that it looks different. One of the toughest things, and it was the same thing with Vikingo. McMahon and Vikingo very similar in that they have not exactly what you call strong chins. You know what I'm saying? They tend to taper off into a smaller point down below. And with the game, it's really hard to achieve that. I found that the only way I could get pretty close to what I'm looking for is through one of the base settings that already has it pretty much like that. So that was the best I could do. The profile I kind of like. I think that's a much more accurate look of his chin. And as I'm looking at this now, I think the... what are we doing here? Go back. Deformation, structure, the parietal region. I'm not even sure what the hell parietal is, but we're going to bring that down. It's basically the top back of the head. Because his hairstyle is so ridiculously large as it is, if the head is also large, it just makes it overwhelming. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little more tolerable. Still pretty big, but... Save and complete. And if I even try to upload, it's going to crash. If I could just upload them, I'd be okay. That's all I really need at this point, if I can just upload them. No, Miracle, I tried the other one that I would traditionally use on the Giant. I like this one better. I actually do have, I think, 2 different attires where there's 2 different hairstyles. And there's one that I almost always use. It just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I like this one. I'm going to stick with that. Rhino, I had made all new logos for. Well, ChatGPT made logos. So I basically put a few different pictures of Rhino in there. And I said, basically, you know, do what you can do with these logos. And this is what it kind of spit out. They're not exactly accurate, but they're pretty cool. And I got the tattoo for the spider web as well. And this is no face scan on this one. This is just the game, and that's it. Just using the morphing and the textures that come within the game. But I really like the way Rhino turned out. And I did an alter tire on him as well. Basically the same, only everything is chromed out, which is a new thing. I mean, I've never seen him with an all chrome look like this. But I like doing some original stuff once in a while too. So again, I'm not willing to just say, oh, well, so bad, I'm not going to use it. Taz, we've seen already. Sabu, I've done a little more touching up to, and I'm kind of happy where he's at right now. Again, no face scan on this one. I've toyed with the idea of maybe I want to do a face scan, although I'm not so sure. I've got 2 attires on him as well. I've seen people do a couple of different things with the sash, the belt around the waist thing. I like this one the best, personally. None of them are perfect. Give him some hair coming down towards his face a little bit there. And shadowed the eyes. That was like the last thing I really wanted to do. I might want to go back in and do something with the lips. I think those are a little over the top in the color scheme. But otherwise, and then the other attire is pretty much basic ECW. We got the moveset all set up for him and entrances. They don't actually have his official entrance anymore in the game. I didn't realize that, but there is one called Fearless, which kind of does his little motion where he points up to the sky kind of thing. But it's still a bit of a wonky entrance, you know, a little chaotic kind of thing. So it still fits the character, but it's not the official one. I thought that they still had that in the game, and they don't. And I don't know, is there anything else worth seeing? Oh, Sting. I got some new logos. Well, one of them's new. And this I made myself again. This is all in-game with the exception of the face paint, which I already had that. I did change the hairstyle. While I'm not a big fan of the comb over to the side thing, it does tend to work better than anything else in the game that I've found. But what I did with the logo, this is the in-game logo, which normally is just a circular motion, that the tail just swoops up towards the pinchers. And that's nothing he's ever worn before. So what I decided to do in this case is, let me see where we at here. Attire. What I did is I went into the, hold on a second. Change image to group images, and I put in the whole circular version, but then I scanned it or scaled it up and then cut off, as you can see here. And then I did the same thing a second time, only this time I kept the tail separate. So now we have the tail separate from the body, which allowed me to do this, which was a little bit better. And again, is it the same as anything he ever wore necessarily? No, not exactly. There's some similarities to stuff he's worn. And I don't mind having something that's unique. So there's that. And then while I was doing the other stuff for the Rayo and Bravo, there was a Sting I downloaded, and it had the more traditional logo. So I did the same thing. I took a picture of the logo, screenshotted it, removed all the background, and just kept the logo itself. And now we've got the traditional Sting Scorpion on the side plates. So at this point in time, I'm actually okay with my Sting. I wasn't thrilled with him for a while there in the beginning, but now it's not so bad. If I'm able to download again Community Creations on this account, I'll probably replace him with somebody else's, to be honest. But I'm perfectly fine with that. And again, Taz, this year, if I had to pick one that I'm most happy with, it'd probably be a toss-up between Taz and the Giant. And then we got Butcher the Clown over here, so we'll be seeing him, hopefully, at some point in time. So, with that said, we're going to go back to the other account, because anything else that they may have patched is not the concern that I had. The concern that I had was, can I get to Community Creations? And the answer is still not currently. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Every generation has its stars. Major Stars. Order today at collectmajor.com.
And we're back. Press any button? Okay, we'll press any button. I will periodically bounce back to see if there's any news on what this patch allegedly does. Where am I at here? Haven't claimed it yet. We'll take it and get the RXP boost. And let's bounce back over here. Custom, the easy. You want to make sure you go into, where are we going this way, right? Performance Center. This way there's no entrances to deal with. I probably should have made my other adjustments first. Too late. Leo Rush.
Here we go in this match. Scissors kick.
I presume we're talking about Rush, who I don't really... I know who he is, but I don't see much of him. Is there somebody else I'm not thinking of?
What keys to victory might not be so obvious?
Ring awareness, Cole. Knowing how
New
far
look
you
by
are from the
Leo
ropes
Rush.
at all times could be your saving grace. Even if it's a no disqualification situation, those ropes can still provide much needed leverage.
If we're talking about Rush, the guy who I believe was from Mexico originally, but then went to like Ring of Honor and stuff.
Oh, he is sadistic. That's the only way to explain why he just abandoned that pin attempt.
He abandoned the pin attempt because it's a submission match, dumbass.
He's got him now.
Well
That'll
delivered
get us under
suplex.
10 seconds. And come on, get up. Got a surprise for you. You ready? Here we go.
Cinching it in. Oh no, Brock's got the Kimura Lesnar with the win.
Ooh, I hope that hit the minute mark. It was a little closer than I thought.
These superstars put on quite a show. Here's another look.
Ah, shit. Rematch, dumbass. Stupid.
The bell rings on the submission match, and guys, you don't see one of these every day.
A very unusual match for a very unusual kind of competitor. You can only win this match by making your opponent submit. Power
Or by breaking him in half.
That was a power bomb with one message in mind: absolute destruction.
Effective butterfly suplex.
Uh-oh. Full mount. Hammer fists. Striking at will. The ref might want to stop this one.
Big, heavy right hands and elbows. This is ugly.
Whoa. Oh, an axe handle.
Gonna beat his ass into the ground. Let's go. Off the ropes.
Oof, stiff blow to the midsection.
Stiff indeed. Come here.
Oh, Brock Lesnar may break the
3,
arm. Kimura
2,
lock. Kimura
1.
lock. It's in. Will he tap?
He's done. He's cooked. It's over.
We got our buddies worth with that one. Take a look.
Yeah, you're right. It is like Tony Khan's big announcements. Okay, you found it. What do you got, man? What do you got? Hold on. Make sure I hit rematch this time. Oh, you DM the page. Hold on. Let me pull that. Pardon me while I whoop this out. You got to be shitting me. Stability and performance improvements, and that's it? The team is also hard at work on the next major update 1.7 coming out soon that addresses a variety of items across multiple game modes. You cocksuckers. They are absolutely worthless human beings. They serve no purpose in life. None. Jesus. That's to be expected. It's to be expected. Why would anyone be surprised? So the stability didn't give me any stability. It still kicked me right out of Community Creations and sent me back to this.
Bell is rung, and we'll
Here you go. What are you? Giving you a little karate wannabe shit coming up against a friggin' UFC World Heavyweight Champion. You think you're gonna do that shit to me? Look at you.
Focus attacks will help lay the foundation for victory here. Weaken your opponent significantly before locking in that hold.
Work with me, baby. Work with me. Here we go. Take the back.
Back suplex, no.
Oh, that one's gonna leave a mark. 30 seconds. It's almost over. That's the bright side. How we get there, not so bright. Oh, look at you reversing. Big dog. I'm going to try it again, see if you can reverse it the second time. I don't think so. Nope. Right on the back of your neck. That took longer than I wanted to. Come on. Just hit him already. All right. Fair enough. Get up. Get him up. Stand him up.
Just look at
He gets up. It is over.
That's pretty close to the 1 minute mark.
We've got some highlights from the last one queued up. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, dude, don't forget we're still going to patch things. Is it not been a month already? And not for anything. Like I mentioned the thing earlier with the tax, how they float in the air. They had that during the audition period where they brought the YouTubers into Connecticut happening. So you had an extra week before the launch week. Or the pre-launch week, really.
There's the bell, and the submission match has now begun. The only way to win is to force either a tap or a pass out.
Let the games begin. The beauty of a submission match is that for as much as it's about strategy, it's
I just,
all about
man,
human capacity for pain.
I don't even complain anymore because what's the point? I mean, I knew. It just, again, the first night playing it at my cousin's house, it felt good.
To be able to survive that.
It felt like, I mean, I knew there was going to be problems. Don't get me wrong. And I knew we just didn't have enough time to figure out where they were. But it didn't seem like there was a lot of brokenness. Sure as hell didn't think there was going to be a problem going to community creation. But I am so happy to hear that people are getting their money back on Nintendo just for asking now. Nintendo's throwing in the white towel saying, no, you get your money back. I mean, I really hope that 2K loses money on this game this year. And I think they will at this point. And by the way, if you want to get your money back on PlayStation, all you got to do is tell them that you can't get community creations to work and tell them that you went through all the steps that I've already gone through. They're going to give it to you. So if you truly want out, you can get out. You can get your money back.
Perfectly execute. There it is. Tapping out.
And the more people that do that, they've already lost the last gen crowd. Now, if you're able to get refunds, and I don't think Nintendo, there's a lot of people buying it on Nintendo. But if they're getting their money back as well, yeah, they're gonna get a massive smash for this. And normally I'd say there's no chance moving forward they don't have Battle Pass in the game. You know, once it's in kind of thing. They may have to get away from the Battle Pass. Or they're going to have to switch the whole process up. The alternative is then you make it a free game.
Submission match. It's key for a superstar to focus on a specific body part and really just go to work.
I don't see that happening.
True, but it's not just that. You have to be willing to exploit every possible weakness.
But yeah, this whole Battle Pass thing, it absolutely will be the death of this company.
Even zeroing in on a paper cut.
And I don't do the NBA game, and I know it wouldn't affect me even if I did, because I only would be playing NBA literally to play a season as a team. If I gave a shit enough to do that. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
But I'm not sure how much more of this he can.
Has to submit. Valiant effort, but couldn't hold on any longer.
These guys feel no love for each other.
And I'm hearing a lot of stuff. That's the thing I sent you yesterday about what it's doing in universe mode. And I know that's what you run like I do. So if half of the stuff in that video is accurate, Might be a 2K25 season.
Hey, the rules of a submission match are simple. No pinfalls in this one. The goal is to tap out your opponent. The first superstar to do so will be the victor.
The rules may be simple, but a submission match is far from a walk in the park. More like a very painful trip to the dentist.
Does this style of match favor a more unhinged superstar?
Oh, yeah. You need a twisted imagination to take full advantage of
Hammer
a
fist.
disqualification match. That said, sometimes this match brings out a darker side you wouldn't expect in some superstars. Slam!
That had to hurt. All right, we should be able to milk this one right here. 5,
The beast
4,
cinching it in. Kimura
3,
lock applied.
2,
Submission hold, locked
1.
in deep here.
Oh, tap out.
And here's another look at what made that match so special.
Yeah, but most of us. I'll try again. Yeah, but most of what is wrong with the universe, I don't use anyway. Okay. Yeah, but I was hearing stuff about. Well, I guess you just set matches up and that's it. You don't allow run-ins and things like that on yours. Because I was hearing things about having run-ins from people who aren't even on the show roster, and I'm like, damn. Now, I did hear about the fact that the draft is completely fucked up, which is sad because I had fun doing the draft. I just didn't follow up on it afterwards to see that they were actually the people that were on the roster.
Every day you see a submission match.
But yeah, that's a
Always
pretty
the
big
same
fuck
to
up.
behold. One of the oldest forms of the
What we should be doing right now is guessing out of all the things that are broken, which ones do you think patch 107 will actually fix?
and sends his opponent into orbit.
And then from there, of course, we can get into the what do you think it'll break that wasn't broken before. I will say to my great surprise that I've heard of thus far, not one time have they lost Hulk Hogan's hair and mustache. So it is nice to know that there's certain things in the past that they've learned from.
Oh, wicked punch. This is just brute power. What a German suplex. Perhaps one of the most... Brox. Could be tap out time. Kimura lock is in. That's hooked in deep. Lesnar with the win.
Give me my points.
These guys gave everyone their money's worth. Here's another look.
Yeah, again, I haven't had enough time to really mess with the rivalries. I've got it kind of set for the ECW thing I was doing. But I haven't had a chance to really explore it that much. I was going to do one yesterday evening, and then I was just so wiped out. Yeah, something tells me, buddy, that's going to be way on the bottom of their list. Have you gone on the official page and reported it? I don't know that really matters a whole lot, but there actually is a really detailed drop menu breakdown of different things where you can be very specific about certain things not working properly. Now, at the same time, if it's an easy fix, maybe they will prioritize that so that's one more thing we can add to the patch notes that we fixed.
No disqualifications.
Maybe it's just something that they can fix in 2 seconds and that'd be it.
You have to use every attack you have that's normally against the rules.
Oh, damn, that's
If
an
you're not
interesting
gonna use the
position.
situation to your advantage, you've already lost.
That's a very sound advice for any no DQ situation, Corey.
With a close
Off with his head.
And down with the belly to belly.
Brock Lesnar looking for the submission. Oh no, Brock's got the taps out.
best. Here are the highlights.
Boring. Well, I don't think there's a patch that's going to fix my problem. I think it is literally what ChatGPT said it is. It's a server-side issue. They've got to reset my stuff. But my guess is you got to reset a lot of people's stuff in that scenario because there are still a lot of people who have the exact same problem.
Technical skills leading up to this match, working on their respective strategies, targeting.
Just reminded myself I was supposed to change out the boots on Rhino because I didn't catch the fact that there was some lettering on the back of them. I forget which wrestlers.
And in a no disqualification match, you never want to be the one on the wrong end of a chair or kendo stick.
Yeah, but if you are, that might just get the blood pumping, might just get you fired up to start dishing out even more punishment to your competition. Smash down hard with that axe handle, man.
Brock, Kimura lock applied. And this, he taps, he taps. Let's take another look at these guys in action.
Do another couple, and then we'll go check on the progress bar there. We got the ones. Well, actually, no. I'm on that battle pass.
You really have to know your
Or
wrestling
the
to succeed in a submission match. Yeah, this is the sports
RXP gain.
It's all
So
about
I want to take
analyzing
advantage of the
weaknesses,
hour.
going in with a game plan and perfecting your craft. There's a reason it always seems to favor a certain kind of superstar.
Is having a deep technical background the only way to be truly dominant in a submission match?
No, not necessarily. You could just overpower the opposition with pure muscle or be good at escaping holes. There's a lot of path to victory here. Oh, big time shot right to the midsection. Oh, man.
Oh, Brock Lesnar may break the arm. Kimura lock. Kimura lock. It's in. Will he tap? Lesnar with a win. Now let's look back at that amazing action.
Oh, the grind is real with this one. Monday Night Raw tonight.
And now this match
Can't say that I'm actually looking forward to it.
to their ultimate breaking point.
Between the game and the real life product, I don't know what's sucking worse right now. This is going to be one of the most dismal WrestleManias ever.
And some might say that a submission match comes down to
I was watching a video yesterday. I don't even remember what channel, but they basically said that WrestleMania 2 was always considered one of the worst WrestleManias. And I'm like, I don't see that at all.
Surviving this match is ultimately
I just don't see that. I'm not saying it was one of the best, but it definitely wasn't one of the worst, which I guess maybe makes it one of the best. I don't know. But
oh, look at this.
by the way, do you know, I did not know this until very recently. Do you know who was supposed to be originally, like who they were planning to have in the main event against Hulk Hogan for WrestleMania 2? It wasn't King Kong Bundy originally.
Potent display of power and control there.
He was in the conversation, but that wasn't the direction. Oh, lost track of the clock.
You get airline miles for that.
There is full concentration on demolishing the
Somebody in the audience will be very smart and know the answer.
He's in a bad position.
Who was the original planned opponent
It's all over.
for Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 2?
Now's a good time to look at some of the highlights from that last matchup. Here we go in this match of twisting, straining, and ultimately submitting.
Oh, yeah, and your technical game better be on point, and this pinfalls aren't going to get you the win.
I was playing through My Rise with this account, and for the amount of time I was spending in My Rise versus the points I was getting, no. This is the only way to unlock the battle pass.
If we're lucky, we are gonna see some truly
Now I'll still have to play through it to unlock, you know, the dusty roads and stuff like that.
long-lasting for these competitors.
Unfortunately, but that'll be at a later time if they don't get my shit fixed, and if I end up keeping the game, which I don't know what I'm doing yet. I am so conflicted over this right now. I feel from a justice standpoint, I need to get my money back just to fuck them.
Just an overbearing attack from Brock.
Every form of op.
The Beast cinching it in, got it locked in. Kimura lock.
Taps out. Taps out.
And here's another glance at these superstars in action.
Getting the 1 minute timing down to a science. Nobody knows who was scheduled to take on Hulk Hogan originally. I mean, it was never announced. It was just backstage politicking. WrestleMania 2, the originally scheduled opponent was not King Kong Bundy. And then Hulk Hogan went to the locker room one day and went up to Bundy and said, hey, you know what? They're talking about me and Macho Man Randy Savage for WrestleMania. And Bundy's like, fuck that. It's my spot. And he went and fought for it, and he got it.
You certainly want to have a fair amount of caution headed into a no disqualification match.
But how would that have changed wrestling if we'd have had those two battle at Mania 2 instead of Mania 5? Would you have ever had the Mega Powers? Who knows? I mean, either way, Hogan wasn't going to lose the belt. I think, obviously, for that time period, Bundy was the right choice. He was the monster, and that's what they always wanted, was to give Hogan a monster opponent.
You can tell that's
I must submit, after all that punishment, he had no choice but tap out.
Let's take another look at these guys getting after it. Going into this submission match, all I can say is that I hope these two competitors did their homework.
Well, you ain't kidding, Cole. A submission match is a way to weed out the true students of the game. You come to this match less than correct, and you're going to end up getting stretched.
Stretch or beaten to a pulp.
There's blood.
Oh, there it is, on cue.
Now he better be careful.
That was a vicious display. You can almost see the disdain in their eyes. Overhand shots and elbows and forearms, big, heavy right hands and elbows. This is ugly.
He's going after that open wound.
Lesnar in the mount position, just teeing off on his
Run those elbows in there.
One after another.
Talk about hard way. Get up, buddy. Come here. You all right? We'll fix that.
Lesnar may break the arm. Rolling him into the Kimura lock. Submission. Will he tap? Absolutely trapped. Nowhere to go. And Lesnar with the win. These guys were awesome. Let's take another look. Submission match is exactly what it sounds
Predictable.
like.
Boom, right hand.
The only way to defeat your opponent is via submission.
I made some inquiries earlier, and I learned that these superstars have been hard at work polishing their technical skills leading up to this match, working on their respective strategies, targeting various limbs and body parts, and making sure their submission
Bust him
game
up.
is beyond reproach. They're taking this stipulation very seriously indeed.
My God, what a striking display.
Oh, look at him. Oh, bitch.
Lesnar could not
Oh, you're
avoid
still
the
going to pay
big
for that.
shot.
Turns that back on Bishop. Oh, Lesnar! Kimura lock! Kimura lock! It's in! Will it...
And
Now let's take a look back at these guys in action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will continue the grind. Because today's a lazy day. I didn't feel like doing anything else. I was like, I could cut some scenes. I could do this. I'm like, nah, not in the mood. But we'll be back in the near future with something. Not sure what yet, but something. This Saturday, we've got Saturday night's main event for the Saturday Morning Superstars show. That'll be airing at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like it did in the old days. Join us for that. And then on March 31st, which will be Tuesday, we've got WrestleMania again for the Saturday morning program. And that may be it for a little while for the whole Saturday morning's program between the NWA and the WWF. Not saying it's over. I'm just saying I might be taking a break. So we'll play that by ear. But in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I'm sure I'll be back between now and then with something else. Maybe for 2K26, we might roll the dice and see what the hell happens in the universe mode. But until then, enjoy the grind.